hit this button here. Let me hit this button here. All right. There we go. Perfect. All right. Chat room. This is what an amazing time to be alive. Woo, boy. Woo, there we go. All right. So, chat, welcome. This is I mean, I didn't know any of this was happening today at all. I had no clue. I don't know what Magic's schedule is quite literally ever anymore. Like we are 2 weeks post the release of Edge of Eternities, and still like 2 weeks from the beginning of spoiler season for Spider-Man, and this set doesn't come out until late October, or the reveal thing is late October, so like early November is when this set comes out, and already all heckin' ready. We're being hyped. We're being hyped up. We're being hyped up already with the brand new Avatar set and all the spicy mechanics that they got going on. Because that's what we got today. We got the mechanics. So, like, yes, they revealed cards, and the cards are important. But it's like we knew they were gonna make an Aang. We knew they were gonna make a Zuko, a Katara, etc. But now it's nice to confirm. One, there's a couple things that we've confirmed. One, there's going to be 3 copies of each character, right? At least 3. So, probably, because there's only 3 books in The Last Airbender, right? So, probably throughout each book, there will be maybe like a mono-color Katara, and then this 2-color Katara, and then we know there's going to be a 3-color Katara, right? So, like, we already know 2 Katara cards, plus 1 from the Jumpstart set, so, you know, there still might be like a mono-blue Katara from a different point in her journey. But either way, what really matters, the real excitement here, is that we finally learned the mechanics of this set, right? We actually know what water bending is, fire bending, air bending, and earth bending, because the only card that we saw before was the Avatar Aang, where he was all on the front side, he's all 4 colors, and then you need to air bend, water bend, fire bend, and earthbend all in one turn, and if you do, you get to flip them over to the Avatar Aang side, right? And all that's really cool. That's awesome. Love that sort of stuff. Now we finally know what these mechanics are, and that's what's the most exciting thing. Hello, Exemplar Templar. So, yeah, let's just dive in and start really reading into what these different bending styles are. So, without further ado, Katara, Water Tribe's Hope. 2 white, blue for a 3/3 legendary creature, human warrior ally. She has vigilance, and when Katara enters, create a 1/1 ally creature token. Okay, and then Waterbend X. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX until end of turn. X can't be 0. So, you know, yeah. Ever since a very specific commander card, they're like, wait, we can't make base power toughness X equals 0, or else we lead to infinite death triggers, which is not what they're trying to do. Activate only during your turn. Okay, so waterbending is... just this ability is activate only during your turn. And what is waterbending? Waterbending is, when paying a waterbend cost, you may tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each one pays for 1. So basically like Convoke, you know what I mean? We need more 4-color commanders. Most 4-color commanders are all green, white, blue, green, red. Like that, most of them are. Like multiple of them don't have black in them. If you look at like all the 4-color commanders, like Breya is still the only Breya. Saskia is still the only Saskia. Yidris, I think, is the only Yidris still. But there's like 50 Gay Kings. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. But regardless, yeah. So, Waterbending. What is it? It's whenever you have a waterbending cost, so it's either the cost to it looks like an ability, right? Waterbending's an ability. The cost to the ability is to tap either artifacts or creatures. So it's, or mana, it looks like. Yeah, or mana. So you could just waterbend, you know, if something says like waterbend 2, you could just pay 2 to activate the ability, or you could tap 2 artifacts or 2 creatures, or a mana and an artifact, or and a creature, or something like that. So it's Convoke, right? It's an ability version of Convoke in a strange enough way. It's Convoke on abilities, which, all right, hey, sir, that's fine. We can definitely do that. So this Katara is, and the way they described waterbending during the video, the reveal video, was that like it's allowing your whole board state, whether it's your creatures, your lands, your artifacts, it's your whole board state doing like the whole versatility of water thing to just amplify all that you're doing, right? So it's not like a pure attacking bending style, it's not a pure defending one, but you are using your defense and your attack kind of all at once. So they liked how you're able to pretty much just do multiple things. Sometimes you're gonna just spend mana, right? Like sometimes you cast Katara for 5 and you don't have any additional mana left, but you want to swing. Well, you can tap artifacts, right? Artifacts that don't produce mana, right? Like you could just, if you just have some literally any you can tap equipment. You can tap equipment in order to activate waterbend abilities, right? Like that's actually extremely versatile. And speaking of standard, right? You have all of the weapons, all of the class weapons that had come out with Final Fantasy. Those will trigger Katara's waterbend. You can tap those equipment. Doesn't change the abilities or anything of the equipment. Doesn't really mean anything to them. But you get free waterbending, right? And food, yep, food. Clues, yep. Mirror entity in the command zone, but not a gamer. True. We love it. Yeah, Katara, yeah, mirror entity in the command zone without doing the whole like creature type thing. But for allies, I mean, she'll make your ally typal deck bigger than Commander Tazri, which is like strange to say, but like yeah, like this just crazy. But I mean, yeah. But yeah, this is a pretty cool card. You get to, like water, you get to on your turn do a massive buff to all of your creatures. Just universally, all of your creatures just become huge because you dump all your mana and all of your artifacts into this Katara ability, and she just sweeps everyone away. I think it's super cool. Clues is a good one with this. All right, so next on we have Yue the Moon Spirit. Yue the Moon Spirit, 3 and a blue for a 3/3 legendary creature spirit ally, flying, vigilance, and waterbend 5. Tap her and you may cast a non-creature spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. So hey, there we go. And again, waterbending is when you can either spend mana to pay the waterbending cost or tap artifacts you control or creatures that you control. So it's just Convoke for abilities. And yeah, I guess we'll just put Omniscience in the play. I guess we'll just do that. I guess Yue the Moon Spirit will just be like, hey, just put Omniscience in the play, man. Just do it. I don't even care. It's fine. Do not worry about it. It's just go for it. I mean, she'll be great in enchantment decks. Aminatou, well, actually, Aminatou Planeswalker could also use this, but mainly Aminatou, the enchantment version, will personally love this card. Just pay 5 mana, so no matter how big your enchantment is, boom, you're just playing it. And you can do this at instant speed also. Let's just kind of not forget that part, that you can just do that at instant speed on someone else's turn after you swung for 3 because she has vigilance. Damn. Crazy work. Vivi? Nah, a little. I mean, yeah. Yeah, this is wild. This is yeah, pretty good card. And you can make a deck entirely around Yue, or she'll just like supplement your forces. Probably, honestly, really either or. It really could be either or. Cassandra doesn't have enough ways to cheat out Omniscience. Yeah, Imprison in the Moon. That would be very funny. Although paying 5 mana to Imprison in the Moon at instant speed would be quite the flex, I gotta say. I love it if you could review Hearthhold the World Seed. I actually made a video on that on YouTube. Mr. Karma. Yes, Equinox Paradox. It is convoke but for abilities. That is what waterbending is. Convoke but for abilities. You're not paying 5 mana. True. You could just tap some creatures down. Yeah, that's true. Good point. That's rough, buddy. So true. Right. 1/1 and scrap artifacts. True. And artifacts. Yep. Yeah, UA is cool. We can do a lot with her, and I think the enchantment route is probably like the coolest for her. But really, it's any route, instant sorceries, whatever. You get to get around timing restrictions. No, you may cast. Hold on, you may cast. Does that change anything? The may cast part. Why does that? Why is it a may? Huh. Why is it? You can just waterbend for the sake of waterbending. You don't have to actually do the cast a non-creature spell. This lets you, it lets you trigger Avatar Aang. So if you just need to waterbend for the sake of waterbending, you can. If you don't have something in your hand to cast. But you still did trigger waterbending. So there will be probably more cards like Avatar Aang, where it's just like, oh, did someone waterbend this turn? Oh, cool, go ahead and like blah, 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 right? So that's pretty cool. Next, just on all the waterbending cards that we've seen so far, Aang's Iceberg, 2 and a white, enchantment with flash. It's just, when the enchantment enters, exile another target non-land permanent until Aang's Iceberg goes away, so that's normal. But waterbend 3, sacrifice this enchantment. If you do, scry 2. So, I mean, a flash speed O-ring, or not even O-ring, but you know what I mean, just like a flash speed one of these that you can also waterbend to eventually sacrifice and scry to. Honestly, this card doesn't look that great. I mean, like, meh, but the flash is cool. It's like Werewolf's Bodyguard, but an enchantment. This feels like an artifact to me, but making it a natural phenomenon is weird either way. Correct. It was certainly a magical phenomenon. Certainly a magical one, as far as Avatar goes. But yeah, this is just like all the waterbending cards that we've seen so far. So yeah, Aang's Iceberg is in here. They said that waterbending will be divided between blue and white. So obviously there's going to be a lot of blue cards that do it, but like blue and white will have waterbending on it. So that does make me wonder what other cards will kind of like have mechanics in both. There's definitely going to be like black cards that have actually all the bendings, right? I mean, there's going to be red and black cards for sure. Azula. One of the versions of Azula, I'm sure, will be red and black, right? Yeah. All right, Toph. Speaking of bending, Toph, the first metal bender. 1 red, green, and white for a 3/3 legendary creature, human warrior ally. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types, which is crazy. And then at the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. Target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still a land. Put 2+ imposing counters on it. When it dies or is exiled, return it to the battlefield tapped. Alright, so honestly, yeah, this Toph does some crazy stuff. Like, there's, like, we will have to do a really, really long deep dive into Toph, the first metal bender, because she does a lot of things here, right? Like, one, she's in Naya colors, okay? So already we're going to get a lot of access to everything. This is probably going to be like the 3rd version of her, so going to have at least 2 more versions of her. Non-token artifacts you control are lands. Okay, so you have artifacts. Okay, they're just chilling. Equipment, just mana rocks if you want, or just artifacts are just chilling there. Vehicles, space stations, like whatever, right? Spacecraft. Then they are also lands, but they don't gain the ability to tap for mana. So they become lands that don't have the ability to tap for mana. Now, if you have a Chromatic Lantern, right, which, I mean, just for the sake of funny, I think Chromatic Lantern would go into this 3-color deck, but just, so if you have Chromatic Lantern that says your lands that you control gain the ability to tap for any mana you want, or any of the green spells like Dryad of the Illusion Grove, that says, hey, lands you control gain the ability to tap for any mana, stuff like that. That will add that ability to these lands. But as of What Toph says, the artifacts that turn into lands, in addition to the other types, do not have the ability to tap for mana, which is wild. So, yes, this does trigger landfall. Yes, non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to other types. So, so an artifact enters the battlefield, it is a land, it will trigger landfall, which obviously goes very, very, very well with all like the one Tanook, the red-green Tanook from last set. Yeah, that's actually really, really good. In fact, Earthbend is built-in reanimation. Yes, okay, so now we actually talk to the even weirder part, right? So at the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. That's fine, right? Like, I like that it's on your end step, so you're not just, like, automatically doing the wackiest stuff. But at the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. Fine. And what is Earthbending? You choose a land you control, it becomes a 0/0, and you put 2 +1/+ encounters on it, right? So Earthbend 3 would mean 3 +1/+ encounters, Earthbend 1, 1 +1/+ encounter. There might even be an Earthbound X. I'm pretty sure there will be X +1/+ encounters on it. It's like the Awaken mechanic. Yes, this is real Valor. It's like the Awaken mechanic from Battle for Zendikar. And the land doesn't get vigilance or anything. It gets haste, right? The land itself gets haste, which, you know, that's cool. But it is still a land. Doesn't have vigilance, so if you tap it for mana, it's a tapped creature. If you swing with it, it's a tapped creature, you can't tap it for mana. And then when that land dies, so specifically, when the earth-bended land dies, or is put into exile, return it to the battlefield tapped. So you might remember Noyan Dar from Battle for Zendikar, a blue-white card that basically said Awaken every time you cast a non-creature spell, right? And I mean, listen, Noyan Dar players are crazy, not to be trusted. So Noyan Dar was already a commander that was animating your lands. So Toph also will animate your lands, but only at the beginning of your end step. But Earthbending is just animating lands. But when those creatures die or are put into exile, they come back to the battlefield and they can trigger even more landfall. So someone earlier was mentioning reviewing Hearthhole. Toph and Hearthhole can't go in the same deck, thank God. But Earthbending can, right? So you Earthbend an artifact, right? And then you sacrifice a land with Hearthhole, the Jund commander from Edge of Eternities. So you sacrifice a land, which causes a creature to die. So you get your land sacrifice abilities. A creature dies, so you get creature die abilities, and then that land comes back into play to trigger landfall again. Like, there's a lot that landfall is able to do here. The fact that non-token artifacts become lands, that is crazy. That's obviously wild. But they can't tap for mana, so it's kind of okay. But the fact that Earthbending in general turns lands into creatures, and when those creatures die, they come back as lands. And now is the worst part about Noyan Dar, because you would animate your lands, but when your lands die, and you're in blue-white, so you're not mana ramping in a Noyan Dar deck, but when you get your land dies, then it's just a resource that you use to get mana out and other creatures out is just gone. That was the biggest issue with Noyan Dar. So with Earthbend, they just said, hey, listen, if a creature dies, it just comes on back, which is like kind of crazy. Makes you want to build a Chocobo deck with this as its commander. You could definitely do that. It would be, personally, high key, low key, it would not be worth it. Valor, I'm just saying, it wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be worth it. Because the earth-bended creature needs to die, and then the land comes back. So you need to have a Chocobo deck that wants lands into play, and maybe artifacts that turn into lands, and then to sacrifice those land creatures to trigger landfall again. That's just like literally not a worthwhile thing. Like that's just like too much. Yeah. Would it be a land when it comes back? Yeah. Well, because it's a creature and a land at the same time. Target land you control becomes a creature with haste, and that is still a land. So when it dies, it just comes back as a land. Like it's all good. It was always a land, right? Does sacrifice count as dying? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Artifacts trigger their own ETB and landfall too? Correct. Yes, oh my god, yeah. An artifact that you have. So, okay, say you have White Mage's Staff, right? Say you're doing equipment and it's the class equipment, right? You have White Mage's Staff. White Mage's Staff comes in, it makes a 1/1 and it tells you to equip to it, which is fine. And I guess it will be a land that's also equipping to something. That's very strange, right? Okay, fine. Now, if you have, you know, a chromatic lantern or something else that says lands can tap for any color you want, cool, this can tap for mana, doesn't matter when it's equipped to something, it doesn't matter, right? So then you could earthbend too at the end step, so you turn this equipment into a creature. Creatures can't equip. Creatures cannot equip to other creatures, so it would fall off that 1/1 hero it makes. That's fine, doesn't matter. So now it's a 2/2, that's a land, and then you can sacrifice it or block with it, it dies, whatever. It goes away, it comes back, triggers the making a hero and equipping to it, and then it's also a land, so if you have any landfall abilities, those trigger too, and you just there, oh my god, there's already, like, from what we've seen, Toph is easily the most versatile card. Just hands down. She is, even though there's no commander decks being made for this set, this is the most commanderable card. Obviously, there's going to be more. The set, the main reveal for Avatar comes out in October, so we're not going to see more Avatar cards for a while, or at least we shouldn't. We have Spider-Man to get through. But as of right now, this is clearly the most, like, just the most, there is so much stuff in Magic that we get to twist around and bend. Well, with Toph. Truly, this is an incredible card. An incredible card. There are no commander products, correct. But that's okay, because that just means that you don't have to buy commander card or, you know, side commander products to get good commanders. Because look, Toph is already it's probably a standard playable card, but also commander playable. So like now you just have to buy sets. You buy booster packs and you win. Like, okay, whatever. You can make a pseudo exec with her. Yeah, zero mana artifacts would be crazy. Zero mana artifacts then become lands that you can then sacrifice to, you know, with egg stuff, trigger land sacrifice, blah 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 blah. There's just a lot. There's a lot that you can do with her. That's all I gotta say. There's a lot that you can do with her. Yeah, this is big L. They didn't do commander precons. It's only a big L for them because they could have made even more money. But now, as consumers, we can just buy the boxes and like we kind of went out that way. Like personally, just saying, the fact that Toph is gonna be like opened along with every other card in the set, and she's a rare. Toph is not gonna be super expensive for you to get. You can get this commander for not that much money because like it's, you're gonna open it alongside with every other common and uncommon. I'm just saying, it's actually like kind of good for us. Cause of precons is getting insane. It is, and now that there's not precons, it's just the boxes. That's fine by me. All right, we talked enough about Toph. So remember, earthbending. Earthbend for a number. A land you control becomes a 0/0, and then you put plus and plus encounters onto that land equal to the amount of the earthbend. That's the main thing. And then if when that land or creature dies or is put into exile, it comes back into play, tapped as a land, triggering landfall again or whatever. So really really cool, super strong. They're not coming out with command. So yeah, they're not coming out with commander boxes. They said that they might do some other weird thing like a commander bundle. I don't necessarily know what that means. The jumpstart boosters do have some like kind of commander playable cards with experience counters, which is a clearly like commander only sort of thing. So I don't know, but there's not precons. That's all there is. There's not straight up precons that you're buying. Okay. Thought it said a meat baller at first. No. All right. So here's another earthbending card, just so we can see more what earthbending does, right? So earthbending lesson. Also, lessons are back. Lessons are back from Strixhaven, but lessons are back, but learning is not. Learning is not in the set. It's just lessons, right? So there will be cards that trigger upon you learning upon you casting a lesson spell, but it's not, there's the learning is not in the set. So just remember that. Yeah, more lessons, which is cool. But yes, there will not be more learning cards. So Earthbending lesson, 3 in the green for a sorcery lesson. Earthbend 4, right? Awesome. Target land you control becomes a 0/0 that you add 4 counters to when it dies or is exiled, returns to the battlefield tapped. So for 4 mana, you make a 4/4. As far as a common goes, I mean, that makes sense, right? And if you have anything on the battlefield that triggers when you cast a lessons card, then cool. You know, even better here. Yeah. So that's what Earthbending looks like. All right. Fire. So here's Firebending, chat. Here is Firebending, because the gang never learns. True. Fire Lord Zuko, red, white, and black for a 2/4 legendary creature, human noble ally. Firebending X, where X is Fire Lord Zuko's power. Whenever this creature attacks, add X red. This mana lasts until end of combat. So, alright. Let me read the rest of it. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. First and foremost, 1, casting from exile. Get it? Because, like, Zuko, Firelord Zuko, returned from exile. Because the exile, and he gets stronger, and every creature you control gets stronger, because the whole Fire Nation got better under Zuko after he came back from his exile. Anyway, I digress. Firelord Zuko, 2/4, Firebending X. So you swing. So you swing for 2, right? And what is interesting with Firebending, whenever this creature attacks, add X red. This mana lasts until end of combat. So you don't get to spend this mana on main phase 2, right? This is not in the Heb. This is not in the Heb where you're getting mana, to use on turn 2 after you dealt combat damage and all that sort of stuff. So you have to use the Firebending now, right? You kind of have to like be ready to go, or else the mana just goes away. Like, you just kind of like Firebended for like whatever reason. So what I think is going to happen, chat, is that we're going to see a lot of cards that say like, oh, like Firebending tank, right? Like, or Fire Nation tank. It's just like an artifact that says like tap, pay X. You can, instant speed, right? And like, all your creatures get fire breathing, right? Like, literally it's fire breathing. It's mana for fire breathing, where you spend, you attack, you get red to your mana pool, and then you can spend red to make your creatures deal more damage, right? It is fire breathing mana, which I think is very interesting. I think it would have honestly been like, it would have been less interesting and more broken if every fire breathing card or Firebending card was just Neheb, right? Where it's just like you swing, you go to main phase 2, and now you have all this extra mana, right? Like, you swung with 3 2/2s with Firebending, and then, hey, your opponent did kill them, sure, whatever, but like, they also just let you get 3 more mana to cast more stuff. I think that would be a bit too much. There's gonna be a lot of instants. This deck is going to be a lot of instants. You know what the glider symbol is for? The glider symbol is for jump start. The glider symbol is for jumpstart. No commander products. Yes, the spoiler with multiple set symbols. Yeah, so there's like the avatar symbol. That's the main set, and then the like the external like additional commander or not commander stuff. The additional avatar stuff is the glider. Should be jumpstart. Horizon Stone effects will be interesting too. Horizons? I actually don't know Horizon Stone. I actually don't know that one. Told you they would print this more exile payoff heat. Yeah, so this card, I mean, this Zuko reminds me of Celeste, right? Celeste from the Final Fantasy Precon, where it's like +1/+1 counters to your whole board sort of thing, right? Like the whole Mardu being a leader style color scheme. Your Fire Lord is there leading the charge, leading your nation, and as long as you're doing this thing, your creatures get bigger. So the best combination for Zuko's abilities is to have a bunch of exile cards. So like Impulse Draw, obviously for red, right? You Impulse Draw, and then if you Impulse Draw instants, boom, you get to cast those instants during combat, right? That would be kind of like the best 1-2 punch to like exile the top card on attacking, and then it's a fireball there. So then now you get to cast fireball. All your creatures get +1/+1 because you cast fireball. You cast fireball for free. You dealt 3 damage with fireball, and then also, you know, you're hitting harder. Like, that sort of stuff is the kind of culmination here. We're definitely going to need to see if there's more exile stuff. Mayhem is a mechanic from the Spider-Man set. Just think of like standard, right? Mayhem is in standard. We got to see if that's if you can cast at an instant speed. If there's an instant speed Mayhem stuff, you would be able to kind of do that at during combat. Mardu, Spellslinger, and Impulse Draw. Yeah, it's actually pretty sweet. And yeah, that's really, really cool. And yeah, someone did mention that the Appa card, yeah, airbending actually ends up working pretty well with this mechanic quite specifically. And waterbending also, by the way, works pretty well with Firelord Zuko, because if there's waterbending abilities that are instant speed, right? Like we saw Aang's Iceberg, you can waterbend by spending mana. You can swing with Lord Zuko and use the mana that he gets to trigger, like, to pay for the waterbending cost. So waterbending was like free, right? Like, you could, the mechanics kind of really all do flow together. It's strange. I mean, because let me just go back to Aang's Iceberg, right? Like, this is a white card, so it could go in like a Zuko deck or whatever, or even in draft, right? So like, you flash this, it's flash, right? This has flash on it, so you can swing with Zuko and pay a white, flash in Aang's Iceberg, remove a blocker from play, or like whoever's going to block Zuko. Cool. And then later, if you want to bring the card back or whatever, you can waterbend for 3, use just firebending mana on it, or just you can use 2 firebending mana and then tap an artifact, and then like boom, Aang's Iceberg breaks and you're good to go. Like, there's a lot of overlap here. The elements work in harmony. Whoa. You're looking too deep into it, I think. You're looking too deep. You're pulling at straws here. Of course, every battle trick is a ritual. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot. And also, if there's any cards that come out, you know, there's like that dragon that says like red mana stays. Actually, no. Specifically, firebending says that this mana lasts until end of combat. So I think firebending would supersede any cards that say like mana stays in your pool, which is fine. I'm pretty sure it does. Leyline Tyrant, yeah. Very funny. Next to Azorius Katara. No, yeah, Azorius Katara is activate only during your turn. You can, yeah, dude. Honestly, it's honestly crazy that Azorius Katara is at instant speed. Like, it's actually pretty wild that this is at instant speed. The fact that you can, I mean, yeah, you can swing in with a bunch of creatures and then all of a sudden just pump everything into waterbending. And pump firebending into waterbending. And boom, there you go. I wonder if, like, the only elements that won't work together are, like, the opposite ones, right? So you know how, like, airbending and earthbending probably won't do much together. But no, firebending and waterbending, like, clearly work together. Maybe not. Okay. Leyline Tyrant. Yeah. And I think Leyline Tyrant would not supersede that. Zuko can run Mirror Entity. Correct. You're pumped for Momo being a bat for my Zoraline EDH set. True! Toe of 2. Nice. Okay, so yeah. Firelord Zuko is pretty dope, by the way. Just straight up. USA Katara Zuko deck makes sense. Zutara decks unite. Alright. Have a Firelord Zuko. Firebending is really cool. Next card. Fire Nation Attacks. Fire Nation Attacks 4 and a red for an instant speed cards. Very gonna be, like, a lot of the red cards I think are gonna be instant speed cards. Create 2/2 red soldier creature tokens with Firebending 1. Whenever this creature with Firebending 1 attacks, add red. This mana can't last until end of combat. And then flashback, right? So what could happen is that you cast Fire Nation Attacks, right? And the thing is, Fire Nation Attacks cost 5 mana just to make 2/1/1 or 2/2/2s, which isn't the best, but you get free mana to use instant speed spells when you're attacking with creatures that have Firebending. You get free mana to do that. So go ahead and cast this on like combat, right? So you swing in with firebending cards, you cast Fire Nation attacks, you make 2/1/1s, then fire with firebending, and then you attack with even more firebenders, and then you get to flashback this card. Pretty wild. Where'd you get the picks? They're on Scryfall. They're on Scryfall.com. Yeah, this is, yeah, Fire Nation attacks, it really does feed in with the firebending thing. I think most firebending soldiers in this set, like, I think we're going to see just 2/2 soldiers with firebending 1. I think that'll be, like, you have your allies that are 1/1s, and then you have your soldiers that are red soldiers, 2/2s with firebending 1. That's all. Is it firebending is going to be pretty good? I agree, President Noir. Yeah, we're going to get some, I mean, this set's going to change a lot. It's going to change a lot, and it's all going to be standard playable cards. None of it commander stuff, just all standard playable. It's going to change a lot, and everything will change when the Fire Nation attacks, for sure. Alrighty. Yes, okay, so Firelord Sozin, wanted to show you this. So, just another, like, firebending card. The Rise of Sozin, so we're going to see some sagas in here. Makes sense, we'll probably see at least 5 sagas, if not probably 6 for, like, a multicolor one. But we'll probably see all 5 sagas, 1 of each color. They did confirm that there was, like, a green one. The Rise of Sozin. 4 black, Mythic, Enchantment Saga. Destroy all creatures. Chapter 1. Chapter 2, choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, library for up to 4 cards with the name and exile them. Then that player shuffles. And then Chapter 3, exile the saga. Return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. We'll go to the back card in a second, but this is pretty on point. 1, 6 mana, Sozin's Comet, boom, you wipe out all creatures. Awesome, crazy, on brand, sick. And then you're searching for the avatar, right? So you choose the card name, you choose that pesky avatar, and then you search throughout everyone's graveyard, hand, and library, and you get rid of those things. You are looking for the avatar, and you're looking to get rid of every single one of them. That's crazy work, and I love it. Yeah, the green one might be Kyoshi, yeah. And then exile the saga, return to the battlefield transformed, and you get a 5/5 Firelord Sozin, legendary creature, human noble, with menace and fire breathing 3, right? So a 5/5 with menace, fire breathing 3, so you get 3 red mana, lasting on the combat. Whenever Firelord Sozin deals combat damage to a player, you may pay X. When you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Let me read that again. Whenever Firelord Sozin deals combat damage to a player, you may pay X, so we'll say 3 in this case, right? When you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value of 3 or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Why do you take things from other people's graveyard? That's crazy. Oh, because you board wiped, right? So for 6 mana you board wiped, then you exile the problem card, right? And then you flip this guy over. He doesn't exile? No, you do exile, so he doesn't have haste, right? So he exiles, comes in. But when he swings and deals damage, you have 3 red mana just floating up there in the sky. You can pay 3, and then you can return up to 3 total power of creatures from your opponent's graveyard, whoever you hit, to the battlefield under your control. Sozin is colonizing the opponents. There we go, perp. Yep, you're right. That's true. Yep. Colonizer. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really, really good one. I like that. It's red, you can give him haste. Yeah, it's a black-red card. Yeah, so... No, this is a mono-black card. Because the red is just... This red mana here is literally just reminder text. So this is actually a mono-black card. Just so everyone understands. This is a mono-black card. This is not a red-black card. It is a mono-black card. The red is just here as reminder text. Kind of like extort. Right? So this is just reminder text. This is a mono-black card. You want to put this in your standard Sephiroth deck? Fuck it, yeah. I mean, you can. Every single card we're seeing here is standard. 100%. How would this work as commander? So you can't put him as your commander because he's a saga, right? He's a saga on the front half. The back half is a creature, but he's a saga, so you can't put him as your commander. You could flip it real one, what? Yeah, he does not work as your commander, but like honestly, you still want like the 6 mana board wipe though, is the thing. Like, it's cool, you know, him as a commander would be interesting, but the 6 mana board wipe on the front is pretty valuable. It's like you have a top end to work towards and then destroy everything, you know? Extort ruling, yeah. Katara Fearless would be a great commander. Oh, 100%. Katara Fearless would be great. Did I miss on the new previews? Yeah, they had a video today where it showed off. It was just like their weekly, like, no, well, like every other week, weekly Magic stream thing. And it just showed a bunch of Avatar cards because apparently we weren't hype enough for Spider-Man and everything else, so we gotta be hype about Avatar now. Firebending probably best. Honestly, chat, I can't. I don't think that there's a best yet. Firebending is cool, but it's limited to casting things at instant speed is the thing, right? Or like during combat. You are limited during your combat step for firebending to be cool. You are limited there. Listen, doing things during the combat step is like a realm that Magic does need to explore more, and we're going to do that, which like, it's awesome. I'm super happy that we're doing that, but it is limited to that. Whereas, I mean, waterbending was, I mean, that stuff was like not sorcery speed. I mean, waterbending's really cool. You just tap whatever you want, creatures, artifacts, or lands. You just do abilities. You just do them. Like it's kind of crazy. It is waterbending is convoke and inspire. What's the blue convoke for artifacts? Whatever. It's that for improvise. It's improvise for abilities, which is crazy, you know. So's in casting Embercleave. True. Feels like it got more potential for interactions. Well, yeah, because you're interacting during the combat step, right? Like you are, but like a fog does kind of just turn it all off, right? But yeah, what about swamp bending? We'll probably get something like that. It'll be a form of water, but there'll be a blue-green card that's like the swamp benders, or a blue-green card. Yeah. All right. On to airbending. So here's airbending, and I think actually airbending is really cool. And also airbending will be probably the most limited of the mechanics, which is a good thing. One, it makes lore sense, but also airbending's really strong, chat, like really, really strong. So let's look at this. Appa Steadfast Guardian. 2 white for a 3/4 Bison ally. Flash, cool, something to cast with firebending. Flying, when Appa enters, airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control. What the fuck, dude? Okay. And airbending is when you exile them, and then while each of them is exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 colorless rather than its mana cost. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 ally creature token. So there's a board wipe happening or something, right? And then you flash an Appa for 4 and you exile every single one of your permanents that's like not a equipment or something, right? Not an artifact, not a mana rock, or your lands. And then they're safe in exile. They're just safe. They're just safe in exile. And then when you want to cast them again, it's just 2 mana. It's just 2 mana. Just 2 colorless. No matter what their cost was before, it could be Omniscience. And it's just cast in for 2. Thank goodness. I mean, I hope that they don't make a card where you waterbend from your hands. Waterbending is... Yeah, I hope it's not waterbend from your hand. That would be... Or airbend from your hand. That would be crazy. Love it when my protection spells build a board for me. Yep. He goes hand with all ETB permanents. So, yes, so you do have to recast the cards, right? You do have to recast the cards for 2 mana, but like you can do a lot with that. You could just do a lot with that. You could just like, Jesus Christ, dude. Appa's lifting up your crew, exactly. Then 2 mana to drop them from the sky. It's Appa's great. Appa's good. And airbending, I honestly think that airbending does have the argument for being the best of them because it's very strong. But we're going to literally see limited amounts of cards with airbending, right? Like, character-wise, it's just Aang and Appa. And, like, the airbending avatar, right? Like, unless we see Aang on, like, 50 cards, we won't really see airbending that often. which is fine because airbending's broken. Like it's actually, I think we'll see the most of waterbending. Discount supply. It's an alternate cost. Oh god. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah. 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 So if you have a white medallion, if you have the white medallion and you are doing mono white, your spells cost one less. Just do it. Cast it for, because it's cast. It's not an ability of pay 2, bring it back. You're casting it for 2. You're casting it for 2. So you get cast triggers again, right? You get any spell cost reductions and you cast it for 2. Why do we have airbender previews, AMC? Because we weren't hype enough. Your wallets were too full. We went 2 days without previews, and they said, nah. The Magic players are beginning to remember that the world is awful, and they're like maybe trying to repeal gay marriage. Hit the avatar button, boom, and now here it is, boom. Perfect timing, honestly. Perfect timing. 2 sets at once, exhausting. Technically, we're not to we shouldn't see any avatar stuff until until October. We shouldn't, but I mean, whatever. They could just do another video all of a sudden where we just see 3 more cards. Casper the Anxious Ghost. Yes, it'll be a different name art. Yeah, basically 3 sets at once. Yeah. Well, it's not 3 sets at once. They are releasing at separate times, but in our heads, in terms of like filling our brains with more and more information and hype, yeah, it's 3 sets at once. Oketra's Monument goes crazy with Appa. Fuck, Talos, you're right, dude. I mean, Appa is wild. I mean, airbending's crazy. Airbending is crazy. I think if I had to nail down the most powerful of the bendings that we've seen, just from these previews, which, by the way, is dumb. I think to have that debate would be more for like hype and whatnot, and hey, I might make that video anyway, so I'm gonna say it right here, it would be for hype. But like, I think every one of these abilities is crazy. Obviously in Magic you can make anything happen that you want, but I gotta say airbending is crazy. I do wonder why it's not just Airbend X, right? Like Airbend X permanence, because it targets, so I don't know why it's not just Airbend X. But I don't know. Airbending, we got, yeah, I don't know. Cast everything again with 2 Helms of Awakening. Yeah, just simply do 2 Helms of Awakening. And you're casting from exile, chat. You're casting from exile. So when we're talking about Firelord Zuko, okay, who went on a journey after he was exiled as a prince, and then he comes back from exile, he becomes the Fire Lord, and he makes his whole nation better with plus and plus encounters. Well, you know, maybe he took a trip or 2 on Appa, or Appa's coming to the rescue, whatever, and then you swing with Zuko, you get 2 red for Firebend X, which, you know, whatever. You get 2 Firebend, and then if there's any flash spells that are in exile because they've been airbended away, boom, you get to play them during combat, baby. I'm just saying. Zuko buffs the ally tokens. Yeah, he buffs the ally tokens and also the firebending tokens. The 2/2 soldiers of firebending. Zuko is truly a fire lord for all nations. Yeah, warp expensive creatures, airbend, play for 2. Yeah. Yep, you can warp in that angel. There's multiple, but like warp in the angel for 2 and then airbend it away and then recast it for 2. You can, I mean, just the warp mechanic with Zuko. You warp mechanic with Zuko, because remember, all of these cards are standard. They're not commander card. They're not built for commander. They're built for standard. So you're going to see cards within this year, this very standard format. You're going to have a lot of cards that just work with Zuko, which I got to say, as far as Magic, like as far as WotC trying to like build, like make the transition between like standard to commander easier, I mean, this is great. Like, this is a really good way to do that, because you more than almost ever before. Well, okay, when we had block constructed cards, we had more of this, right? But more than ever in the past couple years, since they got rid of blocks, right? Now that everything's just like one set, more in than in the most recent years, you can go, hey, I made a Fire Lord Zuko deck in standard because I love Fire Lord Zuko, and um warp in there. I put uh um there's Mayhem's from the graveyard. Thankfully Mayhem's from the graveyard and not from exile like Madness would have been. But like you have these other options, right? You have this other exile stuff that you're doing within standard when you're building this deck. And then you can be like, hey, I want to keep on using Zuko. What do I do? It's like, okay, well, take Zuko, take one of every card in your standard deck, slap them into a commander deck, and you're already halfway there, right? Did you hear Riftbound TCG coming out late October? Yes, Obese Ostrich. Yes, I am very excited for Riftbound. You will see me talking about it in the coming days, actually. Yeah, late October. Airbending evokes in response to the sack. Yeah. Muldrifter. Yeah, this is crazy. Honestly. I think airbending is crazy. Airbending synergy with earthbend. So, it doesn't synergize with earthbending, right? Because like earthbending, you put a land. Oh, because it exiles it. Okay, sure. And then they come. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You would exile the earthbended land, and then it would just come back. Okay. Yeah, okay. If you need to trigger airbending just for the sake of triggering airbend, right? If you in order to flip Avatar Aang, you just need to trigger airbend on something, right? You just gotta do it in order to flip Avatar Aang. Okay, well I will airbend on an earthbended land, which will it's a creature, has counters on it, whatever. I earthbended that turn. I will make that land leave and immediately comes back tapped, but then I've airbended. Oh my god, chat. Okay, you can flip Avatar Aang. Okay, you tap a land to waterbend an ability. You earthbend that land, and then you airbend that land. You didn't lose the land because it comes back into play tapped, and you've done 3 of the bendings, and then you swing with Avatar Aang, which firebends you too, and then now he flips into the Avatar state. Alright, there we go. I mean, Moonmist is so much better at transforming Avatar Aang. I mean, yeah, if you want to have Moonmist in your hand at all times. Too bad it's not standard playable. Yeah, this is... Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Airbending is sick. Earthbending to more landfall triggers, disgusting. Exactly, President. You get it. Tap and earthbend land for waterbend, and then airbend the land away. Exactly. There's a lot that we can do. So... all in all is our first real look at airbending. Appa's sick. Appa's really sick. Appa is really cool. And airbending I think is honestly crazy strong. Especially when you start airbending other people's cards, you know? Like there will be some sort of removal spell for white where it's just like just get this out the way, cuz white likes to do like white removal other than like destroying or exiling like target whatever. We do like the whole like exile and it costs 2 from your, you know, your opponent's having to like recast it and stuff. Just because Avatar Aang is standard legal doesn't mean it's standard playable. I mean, that's fine. But it being standard legal does mean that more people get their hands on it. More people get to understand the mechanics of Avatar Aang, and it has a lot more support. But yeah, like, I understand it doesn't have to be standard playable, but like, I mean, fuck it, it could be. People will try regardless. So airbending and earthbend land brings it back immediately. Correct. Yes, exactly. The land comes back immediately. You don't have to cast for 2. But you did fulfill the conditions of earthbending and airbending all at the same time. Alrighty, so that's airbending. Crazy work. Just in terms of other mechanics that are in the set, I know the beginning of the video said 4 mechanics. We got the 4 bending styles, but the main mechanic, other mechanics, shrines. Shrines are back. Personally, it's just like the Southern Air Temples. We'll probably get Earthbend, they go to a lot of temples in that show. Actually, now that I think about it, the island, where they had the firebending family reunion, and the Shrine of the Dragon Keepers, and I mean, just like a lot. Like there's just like a lot. There's a lot of shrines in that show. So we get all 4 air temples and like at least 2 firebending temples, and the library could just be like, that could be a temple if they wanted. They could do that. Can't really think of other shrines. Shrine to Kyoshi, maybe that's like a green one. Yeah, there was that shrine where they did where they had the trial. No, that was the other island. But yeah, there was a Kyoshi shrine, so yeah, they might do that. Imagine Sozin's Comet as an artifact. So they showed the art for Sozin's Comet. They didn't show us Sozin's Comet, but they did show the art for it. Let me just make sure they didn't also reveal the card. Just like post it suddenly. No, they didn't. Okay, just making sure. They did show all the lands. The full art lands, the full art Appa lands are so beautiful, so beautiful. Came in late, but have you done Sokka's Haiku yet? No, we haven't. And actually, that's the next card. Actually, like Firelord Sozin. No, we've seen Firelord Sozin here, but Sozin's Comet, they show the art for it. It looks like a comet, and it has it's actually Sozin's Comet. It's in the sky, and then you have the Fire Lord and the airships like doing the whole like burning the countryside thing. So it's dope as hell. Alrighty. Okay. So shrines are back. So listen, everyone who was playing Shrines deck with Goshen Tai, you have more cards now. Sick. Hey, listen, like awesome for you. I guess I should read it. When Southern Air Temple enters, put X plus and plus encounters on each creature you control, where X is the number of shrines you control. Yep, cool. Whenever another shrine you control enters, put plus and plus encounter on each creature you control. Yeah, so it's really just like, it's just like shrines entering. There's no upkeep stuff, right? Yeah, there's no upkeep triggers with these shrines. They're just ETB shrines, and when other shrines ETB. So they're kind of weaker. They're kind of weaker than most shrines. Chat, will this be in standard? Yes, Cade. It's all standard. It's actually all standard set. It's actually all... There's some jump start, but... What commander would you run from these? We haven't seen enough. I personally, Toph is like too much for me. I like Zuko a lot. Toph is like too... Toph is too wacky for me. I will enjoy playing against Toph decks, but I don't want to build Toph. Like, Toph is just like not my style of Magic to play. But I do look forward to playing against it. Some cards are not standard. Yeah, the card. So if it has the avatar symbol in the bottom right corner, that's standard. If it has the air glider symbol, that's from Jumpstart, and it's not standard. And then this Katara is really good too. But I also probably want to put this in a deck, but not necessarily make it my commander. So I haven't, other than Zuko. Zuko is probably like the one I want to play as a commander the most currently. But I just know for a fact there's going to be other cards. Like there's going to be other cards. I don't need to choose now. All right, let's You have a feather deck, definitely building Zuko. Got you. Zuko. Well, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Toph require you to green, exactly. Aang's Journey. So again, there's lessons in the set again, right? There's no learning, but there are lessons. So let me say that again. The lesson type is here, and there will be cards that say, oh, whenever you cast a legend, do X, Y, and Z, okay? So those cards exist. There are lessons, but there are not learn cards. So, Aang's Journey, 2 mana, colorless, sorcery lesson, kicker 2, so you can pay 2 mana more. It's sorcery speed, so we're not firebending it. Search your library for a basic land card. If it was kicked, instead search for a basic land card and a shrine card. Ooh, reveal those cards, put into your hand and shuffle. Gain 2 life. That's cool. I mean, this goes in shrine decks for sure, right? Pretty neat. Toph feels weird being in artifacts. Well, she's a metal bender though, right? Like she's literally a metal bender. I mean, yeah, she's. We're gonna get at least three versions of every single legendary, because they're doing it like throughout the books. There's 3 books for The Last Airbender, and throughout the books, their character arcs change, just like they did for Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. It's like sets that are contained. You know, they're gonna have multiple copies of legendary creatures, so you can get different aspects of them. The Aang from the beginning of the series is not the same Aang as Avatar Aang from the end, right? Like they're not the same character. They grew over that time, so we're going to see multiple versions of every card. They said at least 3. So different lessons matters things. Yeah. Lessons matter things will happen, but learning will not. Can you go back to Toph? I missed her. Yeah. Do that for you really fast. There we go. Toph is crazy. She's crazy. So weird. Aang will get 5 then, I guess. I mean, 1 for each book, right? I mean, they could just do 1 for each book. I don't know. Can you show me more of the Appa cards? There's only 1 so far. When does this come out? This comes out end of October. No, November. It comes out in November. Each book and element? Well, each book would correspond to an element, though, is the thing. Each book would correspond to, like the Avatar Aang card has the Firebender symbol on it, right? For the Book of Fire. Does anyone know if we're getting Korra? No. This is just The Last Airbender. You can see in the bottom left corner, TLA, The Last Airbender. It's only The Last Airbender cards. We might do Korra in the future if this is successful. They might have Korra down in the pipeline a couple years later, but this is just The Last Airbender. What's this? This is the Legend, the Last Airbender cards in Magic coming in November. If there is a commander set, I'm only getting Toph. There is not a commander set. It is only standard. It's all standard products. Standard and Jumpstart. There is no commander product. So this Toph that you see right here, you can just open a box of Magic cards and get her, right? You could just do that. That's just like a thing that can happen for you. There's absolutely a commander deck. There isn't. So they said they said that they are, and I didn't fully understand what they were saying. What I mean to say is that there's not commander like precons like you're used to. There's not commander precons like you used to. They said that they're doing some sort of commander box like thing, like one box that does commandery stuff, but it's not precons. They're not doing precons. Is this on Mythic Spoiler? I don't know. I got this from Scryfall. Mythic Spoiler might be behind. It's gonna be Wild and Landfall, correct. Mythic Spoiler. See, this is why I don't fuck with Mythic Spoiler. Hold on really fast. I'm looking at the website right now. Product details. So they have the booster box, collector booster, jumpstart, the bundle. Okay, the commander bundle. That's what they're calling it. The commander's bundle, right? So, and then they're also doing scene boxes as well. Remember that. They're doing, looks like, multiple scene boxes. So you know how for Lord of the Rings they did the like all the arts connect together to make like an image, the scene box things? They are doing that. And it looks like they're doing that for at least 3 different boxes of that. I don't really know how to parse that out, to be honest with you. It's kind of weird looking. So that's cool. So the commander bundle is Score Commander staples and explore the newest set. Each Commander's bundle contains the following: 9 play boosters, 1 collector booster, 5 non-foil promo cards. 3 of these promo cards are the same in each Commander's bundle. Okay. 15 traditional foil basics, 5 of them being full art Appa lands, and then 15 non-foil basic lands, 5 of them being full art Appa lands, right? And 1 click wheel. So like literally it's a bundle. It is actually just a bundle. But it's it has a collector booster in it and 5 promo cards. That's it. That's like the real difference, right? Because like the regular bundle has 9 play boosters, the 15 lands, 15 non-foil lands, and that's it, right? And a spin down. So 9 booster packs in one, right? And then the Commander bundle is 9 play boosters, 1 collector, and then 5 non-foil promo cards. That's all. That's the whole collector bundle thing. So Magic the Gathering is already an existing game. The Avatar set. So yeah, yes, Magic the Gathering has existed since 1993. The Avatar stuff is a collaboration. It's not just like, I wouldn't just call it like a character edition, because like it is new cards are coming out. They are making new cards that have not existed in Magic before, and like they're going to be official and everything. It's not just like they don't just slap Toph onto a card that already exists. This Toph card is brand new. It's never existed before. So like, you know, there's some uniqueness there. Is this the first Avatar Is this the first Avatar collab? Yes. Mono Blue Katara is wild. Yeah. We'll probably look at those. There are commandos about so for the Commander bundle, and again, then they've never done Commander bundles before, chat. So just to like kind of, it is weird. They've never done Commander bundles before. But a Commander bundle, like I'm looking at the image here, it just looks like a bundle. It looks like one of these, just with Appa on it, right? Like it looks like one of these. So you're gonna open it up, and you're gonna get 9 play boosters, like a normal bundle, 1 collector booster, and then 5 promo cards, right? Non-foil, just alternate art cards. It looks like. I don't think we know what the promo cards look like. They said, so of the 5 non-foil promo cards, 3 of the promo cards are the same in each bundle, right? So if you got multiple bundles, 3 of the 5 promo cards are going to be the same. The other 2 will like kind of be different. So they call it Commander's Bundle because it includes 3 cards: Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and Swift Boots. We already confirmed this. Oh, okay. So yeah, so the non-foil promo card, yeah, it's just Commander staples. Okay, like yeah. So I mean, not for nothing, chat. I'm not gonna you know. So when people ask, are they making Commander product for this, I'm gonna say no. I think it's, and I mean, argue with me if you want, but like I think it's fair to just say no, there's not Commander product. This is the only spoil. There's been like 15 spoilers. I'm going to say, when people ask, is there Commander product, I'm going to say no, because I don't want people to go out thinking, oh, Firelord Zuko is going to be in a precon, so I'll just wait to buy the precon. People need to understand that like this Firelord Zuko is a standard card. They need to buy the actual set to get this Zuko card. It's not just a precon. It's not a precon that costs $79. It's a booster box that costs more than $79, but it gives you way more cards. And it also means like one of the good reasons of it not being a Commander deck is because you're gonna have cards that work with Firelord Zuko all around him, right? Like every card in the set could work with Firelord Zuko in one way, shape, or form. Whereas if it was a Commander deck, there's a heavier chance that like, oh, Firelord Zuko does something super unique that has nothing to do with the rest of the set, and you're not gonna have like a lot of overlap, you know what I mean? So this is a positive. It's a positive that there's not precons and that you're just buying boxes. And Speedster God, I hope that you have a wonderful birthday when that comes out. So they're all just in packs, not Commander. Yep, correct. It's all, this is all packs. It's all in packs. And if someone says there is Commander product, honestly, not really. It's just a bundle. It's a bundle that has a collector booster in it and like a soul ring. Whatever, you know. I think the scene cards are going to be more unique if I'm honest with you. I think the scene collection stuff will be more of a unique unique product than the and there's a beginner box. Okay, yeah, there's a beginner box, which is going to be good for teaching people Magic. Also for the pre-release kits, chat. For the pre-release kits, there's going to be 5. Let me see if I can just show you. Hold on. Give me a quick second. Let me just show you what we have here. So here's the pre-release stuff here, right? Lord of the Rings scenes gave us Galadriel's. Yeah, no, the Lord of the Ring, the scene cards are really, really good. If I want the best possibility, thank you very much for the roses. Are you best possibility to find Aang and the rest of the team a booster box? Yes, Speedster God, yes. Yeah, and it makes it a lot easier. So here, we're gonna go through it here. Chat, if you're watching on like not Twitch, turn your phone sideways so that you can see a little bit more of the stream, so I can kind of give you the whole rundown here. Because it's just the better view. So what you see here, this is the product page for Avatar, right? So this is the actual set expansion, the Avatar's face, right? Okay. When does the set drop? So the full gallery is done November 7th. The debut is October 28th. The release is November 21st. November 21st is when this set comes out, okay? So, all right. This is the set. The expansion symbol, Avatar Aang's face, and then the expansion symbol. So cards that I believe are not standard legal. So we're talking Jumpstart. We're talking the maybe like the beginner stuff, maybe like the learn to play stuff in the standard legal, whatever. The expansion symbol is the hang glider, right? Might actually get back into Magic. Good, Grape Dog, 100%. So let's see. So Magic the Gathering, the TLA. So this one, this here, legal in all formats. The TLE are Commander, Legacy, and Vintage. So yeah, so anything with this symbol here is not standard legal. This is not standard legal. They're legal here in Commander and Legacy and all that stuff, but like not here. So then play boosters contain cards from both of these, which is kind of crazy. I think it's be like mainly it's going to be TLA cards and then like one TLE, which is a little silly, but whatever. So MSRP $7, $40 collector booster. Jumpstart is going to be $7, but remember Jumpstarts give you like a whole little mini deck, so it's fine. The bundle, okay, so here we go, chat. So the bundle is $70. The Commander's bundle is $109. So if we did, it's just a bundle with a collector booster. So that price kind of checks out, right? Like it's just a bundle with an additional collector's booster, and that's the Commander bundle. I'm just saying, it comes out November 7th. November 7th. I'm just saying, chat, I would not recommend the Commander bundle personally, unless like things change. I'm you know, unless you really want the collector booster, I don't think it doesn't seem necessarily cheaper. If you're gonna get it all at once, if you're gonna pick up a collector booster and 9 boosters, right, then like okay, then go just for the Commander bundle. You'll get a little bit of extra cards. The scene boxes are $41.99, and then the beginner box is $34.99. So there's quite a bit of product here. And if you're trying to teach people to get into Magic, the beginner box is really good. The scene boxes will contain probably cards that have the TLE expansion symbol on it. So the scene boxes will probably be not, you know, standard legal. Important dates, yeah, blah 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 blah. So the next time we're supposed to see anything for Avatar should be October 28th. The gallery will be fully live, so we're gonna know and see every card on November 7th. Just so everyone understands, we will see every single card on November 7th online. Like the whole gallery will be live, right? And then spoiler season is the 2 weeks before that, or that week and the week before. Pre-release, cool stuff, cool. Yep. Pre-orders. Pre-order when I have a link to give you the pre-order. Avatar Aang. We already know Avatar Aang. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can actually see this shit. Avatar Aang mechanics. Yeah. Avatar Aang himself firebends. So when he attacks, you get 2 red. Whenever you waterbend, earthbend, and firebend or airbend all together, draw a card. And then if you've done that, do the blah. And then now spells you cast cost that much less to cast. Oh, if you airbend a card, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this reduces generic cost, yes. If you airbend a card, they'll be free to cast off of airbending, by the way. Set drops on the first day of packs unplugged? Oh, that's good to know, actually. It's very good to know. Thank you for mentioning that, ya boy. That's actually really important. And then upkeep, you may transform Aang. If you do, gain 4 life, draw 4 counters, enemy deals 4 to each opponent. Yeah, I mean, this card's great. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of Avatar Aang commander decks, and honestly, I'm here for it. Airbending. That's airbending. Keyword that helps you control the board without getting violent. True. When you airbend a permanent, you exile it. As long as it remains exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. While Opera airbends your permanents, there are other cards that airbend your opponent's permanents as well. Waterbending, we've seen the Katara card already and talked about it. Some spells and abilities have you waterbend as part of their costs. Ooh, you can waterbend as a spell cost. Interesting. The activated ability of Katara, Water Tribe's Hope, requires you to waterbend X. You may pay X, either generic mana, untap artifacts, or creatures. Earthbending with Toph. Earthbend is a keyword action, much like how Earthbenders turn the terrain into weapons. You do the same with the help of spells that instruct you to Earthbend. Toph lets you Earthbend 2, so you put 2 counters on a land and turn it into a 0/0, so it's a 2/2. And when the land dies or is exiled, it returns to the battlefield tapped. Firebending is whenever you attack. Whenever the Firebender attacks, you get X red mana, and it goes away at the end of combat. So you can do instant speed and activated ability stuff. Borderless Race Foil Avatar Aang. This is the one drawn by the actual artist. The lead artist for Avatar. You can get this in collector boosters and in the Commanders bundle, apparently. Series creators. Cosmic Destiny. This version can only be race foil only in an English collector boosters. Yeah. Oh, so these are the cool arts, the super cool arts. So just like in the beginning of the show, water, air, earth, fire, all that cool stuff. I think it was Aang Joda to build Omni, but Aang is just Omni by himself. Correct. You get these arts here, which is really, really cool. Firelord Zuko, Katara Fearless. So these cards here, and they actually did show Toph. So these cards here are the at the end of the series. This is the 3 mana version of them, right? So their ultimate version of them is going to be this art here, which is cool. It's cool. Your favorite Avatar cards, Benerlays. 4. There's only 4 of them. Makes sense. These cards are available only in Neon Ink foil and only in collector boosters. Neon Ink cards appear in English and all language. 5 additional borderless battle postcards can be found in play boosters. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. They don't have the Neon Ink foil, but they're their own 5 additional ones. That's actually pretty cool. Cool. Double face sagas, so we're gonna get sagas that flip, as we know. We already know that there's a green one because I said so. Borderless foils. They have like the whole like Bloomborough animal thing. Animal diagram thing. Borderless field notes, as they call them. And we should read Momo also. Momo friendly fire. 1 mana, 1/1. Lemur bat. It's a bat ally, but also a lemur. Lemur Bat ally, flying. With the first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns costs 1 less to cast. So flying typal, which is funny. Whenever another creature you control flying enters, Momo gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Cool. White Llanowar Elves, correct. For flying. They look really nice, but man, Texas cards again. I mean, listen, you know what this is if you're playing this. This is to play as your commander, you know? It's to play as your commander, not really, you know. You're fine. Don't worry about it. You'll be okay. Yeah, we're gonna see a couple creatures like, oh, yo, Ko the Face Sealer in this with the Field Notes art. Ko the Face Sealer. That's gonna be pretty sick. That's gonna be pretty sick. Tempted to get Borderless Zuko for Nariv. Do it up. But yeah, Ko the Face Sealer is gonna be sick here for sure. Let's see. Elemental Frame cards. So here's some even more alternate arts for you. I do like instead of the watermark being back here, they're gonna be in like the corner over here. I like this frame. This frame is really cool. This frame is just dope. It's just cool. It's just cool, dude. It's just cool. Like, this is really, really cool. And Redirect Lightning's really strong too, right? For a red, you have an instant that says, in addition to cast it, either pay 5 life or pay an additional 2. Change the target of spell or ability with a single target. I mean, when you're saving your commander from removal, that 5 life is worth it, you know? CEDH play for Redirect Lightning, I believe it. And I hope everyone uses the Zuko art. It's cool as hell. Yeah, 100%. And this Katara art's also really cool. Katara, her art, like, her style changes and like at the end. Yeah, in chapter 3, they're all like in Fire Nation garb, you know? I kind of really liked that, like, look of like, because they looked older, you know? This is part 2 her, so it's fine, but I love that. Ooh, change the target of a spell or ability to a single target. So if you had something that targeted multiple creatures, can you put it all to 1? It doesn't say change targets. Something to think about. Okay, here's the lands. These lands are sick. These are the Appa lands that you can get in the bundles. And by God, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Beautiful. I like that island one. It's kind of not my favorite. I like this art for Appa. It looks very cinematic. Full art, no borders. Yay. There's borders on it. There's borders. It has the outline there. It's hard to see on the screen. No, they're bordered. They're bordered. I mean, they're full art, right? But they're bordered. This is the swamp. That's the spirit tree, right? Right? I'm trying to remember that specific tree. Correct? Okay, cool. This is the mountain where he fights the Fire Lord. Yeah. There's a mountain where he fights the Fire Lord, or like the mountain range, I guess. And you can see the rocks and you don't see the fire. You know, it's interesting that you don't see the fire here, you know? You see the water and the earth and obviously like the air that he'll use in this fight. You don't really see the fire here because like the volcanoes didn't burst out of the ground. Banyan tree in the swamp, yeah. And then the forest here, one of the air temples. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them. It might be the first one. Is this the first one where he found the one monk who's like in season 1 where it's like unlock your chi or something? Was this the chi one? Because I remember like that giant. Yeah, no, right here, that landing platform. Because when Appa got captured and he escaped, he ended up back here, and that one guy. Queen one was super late. No. The monk. It wasn't Chi, maybe. The arts in this card is for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Secret Tunnel is gonna be a card. Pop Tartzilla, come on, we know it is. We know it is. You're thinking about Aang's teacher? Well, no. It's like season 1. Nakiatsu. Season 1. He's like. Hold on. Hold on. Aang's teachers. He's like season 1. He's like a crazy. Oh yeah. Pothick. He looks like. Hold on. He looks like. Oh my god. This guy. This guy right here. This guy right here was chilling on that part right here. That landing platform. Because when Appa gets captured and then he escapes, he goes and chills with him. And Appa like landed on that big dais here in the center. That's what I'm remembering. Yeah, by examining their chi. And he read Appa's. Yeah. That guy. Anyway, no one's with me, but I believe in me. Okay, so yeah, the play boosters, which is what most people should be buying for this set. So each play booster, 30 play boosters, 14 magic cards. Okay, 1 out of every 26 play boosters, one of your commons is replaced with the external cards. Okay, so fine. So in 1 out of every 26 boosters, so like 1 per box, and then 1 box will have 2. You have a TLE card. Okay, cool. Secret Tunnel is an enchantment that enchants a mountain and tap to make a creature unblockable. I believe that. I super believe that. So yeah, 7 commons, 3 uncommons, 1 wild card, 1 rare, traditional foil land card. Cool. Then the collector boosters, which look amazing. I love this art for Toph too. I hope that they use that on an art. And then of course you have all the things that are in collector boosters. There's so many. Wow. 2 traditional foil TLE commons. Wow, they're really doing the TLE stuff, huh? A land with the ability that make like Rogue's Passage, but the requirements are like controlling 2 allies. Oh, 2 lovers. Yes, or it makes 2 creatures unblockable, maybe. But I think having 2 creatures is worth it. Yeah. And then jumpstart boosters, right? Jumpstart boosters. There's gonna be a lot of jumpstart boosters, or a lot of cards in them. 61 possible jumpstart. Wow, what? 61 themes? Jesus, why is that even? All right, yeah, man. Fuck, dude. All right, crazy. And then yeah, the regular bundle, 9 play boosters and the lands, and then the collectors is 9 play boosters and a collector booster. And then 5 promo cards, 3 of them being Arcane Signet, Soul Ring, and the other thing, right? So like, you know, all of that stuff is kind of, it's just fine. 2 creatures that have the share a creature type, yeah. Books of content to make themes, yeah. I mean, I guess. But it's jumpstart themes though, right? So it'll be like Firebender, Fire Breathing, or whatever. The scene boxes, it looks like there's at least 2 of them. The scene boxes include 3 play boosters, 6 cards, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Like this is a whole scene right here. So you have the Swamp Benders right here. You have Sokka? I don't know who that is. I'm gonna say Black Sun Invasion. Sokka. This is Sokka with the sword, yeah. So you have okay, Black Sun Invasion. Okay, so you'll have like an armored Appa. You'll have Katara just kind of standing in the sky there, blocking a fireball. This will be like a turret. Like this right here will be like Fire Nation turret or something, right? Where it's just like, you know, tap Fire Breathe 2 or whatever. or just like pay mana to, you know, deal damage. And then this is Toph over here in her Black Sun armor flipping a tank. Cool. You know, like, yeah, you know, this whole scene works. This whole thing works here. Sol Ring is going to be based off of? True. Ready to get bent? Yes. Is Appa a creature or vehicle? Creature. And he will be a mount, if anything. I would, if they were going to do something weird, he'd be a mount. But no, he's a full-on creature. He's a full-on creature. He is a full-on creature. They didn't do anything weird with him. He's just a straight-up creature. And yeah, so 6 art cards and 1 display easel. These are gonna be cool. And like, look, oh, this is the that's Sokka talking to. This is like Tales of Ba Sing Se looking stuff. Like, that's Zuko and Mei. I don't know what this one's called, but it looks chill. Like, this is the chill arts for everyone. And remember, these cards are unique. Like, the cards that come in the displays are unique cards. So they're actually kind of important, I guess. Learn to play Magic or teach your friends. Each beginner box gains, okay, 10 jumpstart half decks. 2 of the half decks are tutorial decks designed to be played against each other. Each half deck includes 20 cards. Shuffle 2 together and play. 5 9-foil tokens, game board, blah 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 blah. Pre-release packs. Okay, so here's the thing about pre-release packs that I want all of you to know, because it's actually pretty interesting. So for the pre-release kits, right? There's 5 different kits to choose from. So when you go to a card store and say, hey, you want to play Avatar, they're like, you can, you know, maybe depending on how cool your store is, like, you can request different ones. And there's different dice. So choose one of the 5 seeded pre-release packs to begin your journey with Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, so each pre-release pack has 5 play boosters and 1 seeded pack. Each booster is themed around a different Airbender character, right? So if you get the Zuko box, you're gonna get 5 play boosters like normal, but you will get 1 seeded pack where it's cards that are all about Zuko, right? So if Zuko does firebending, you're gonna get specifically more, like, only firebending cards, just like Tarkir, literally just like Tarkir. You're gonna get more firebending cards in that 1 pack than in the other 5. Same with Katara for waterbending, Aang probably for airbending, or maybe just all of them or whatever. Toph for metal bending, and then Azula might just have something else, right? She just might be like bad bitch bending. So my favorite kind of set so far is Sokka's haiku. Yeah, we'll go over that because we do have to go over that. So yeah, and then these are the character packs right there. So when you do a pre-release, you get to go like, hey, I'd like to have the Zuko one, and one of your boosters here will be more like just Zuko only cards. You still get play boosters, but you'll have Zuko only cards as well. And then non-foil double-sided tokens in your pack's color, cool, traditional, full year stamped mythic or rare, and then a spin down die. And then there you go. That's all the stuffs. Wow, what is that? Holy shit. Oh yeah, these, yeah. I was not really happy with this commander reinforcement stuff. Yeah, so there you go. So that's all the Avatar stuff here. All right. Back to this thing, which is what I wanted to kind of go over first. Okay. So, because there's a couple cards we got to finish here before we're done talking about Avatar. Should take us for the next 20 minutes. All right, so Aang's Journey, we talked about that. So now we are on... There we go. Sokka's Haiku, that people wanted to talk about before. Sokka's Haiku. 3 blue for an instant lesson. Counter target spell, draw a card, then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. Now, if I am cheeky at all, this is a haiku, right? Plus the anime style is cute. Yeah, the anime style art is cute. It's definitely different. Definitely very different. Sokka's face does not look the same. But yeah, they did a spell in a haiku. That's cool. I mean, that's the type of fun that WotC was able to have with this sort of set, and like, I mean, this should just make all of us happy. It's close enough that it works for you. Perfect. Perfect. Just like Sokka doing haikus. Oh yeah, I guess there is text that we should analyze. A counter spell that refunds itself is cool, right? So like 5 minutes. So you counter a spell, you draw a card, then mill 3 cards, which maybe that's part of your strategy, and you untap a land, right? So like the spell costs 5, but you pay 4, if that makes sense. It costs 5, but you pay 4 because you get to untap a land you control. So you stop. So for 5 mana, you stop them from resolving a spell. You drew a card again, so you refilled your hand. You milled 3 cards, and maybe that's a part of your strategy. And you untapped a land, so maybe you can offer, you can't refuse next. If you're on bounce lands or land auras, it costs even less. Correct. For the few times that you're doing that, this is true. I wonder what the lands are going to be like in this set. Like if there's going to be special ones. Probably. There probably will. You said collector booster is the best option. No, Speedster God. If you want to have... Oh, no, to get Aang, right? Because you said you wanted to get the 5-color Aang, right? Specifically, is the one you said you wanted to have. Yeah, he's only in collector boosters. Yeah, he is only in collector boosters. Yeah, or the commander bundle. But again, the collector boosters is the thing to get. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yep, Sokka's haiku. Alrighty. There's not much more, and it's a lesson. So I do wish that they kind of revealed at least one card that triggered on lessons, just so we can kind of just have that in our mouths already for like why lessons are back without learn. Just one, just to be like, oh, you cast a lesson, I don't know, Waterbend 2, draw a card or something. But either way, that's Sokka. Love that little detail, as you should. Ooh, Faded Firepower. Okay, so this is it's one of the pretty good cards here. I mean, points to Strixhaven. I mean, Strixhaven might not have lesson cards though. Gonna have to get a collector booster and 1 play booster box. Yeah, Speedster God, you will. You're not guaranteed to get Aang in that collector booster, by the way. It's a higher chance. You know, you are able to get the regular art of Avatar Aang in the play booster, by the way. Like this art here, specifically this one, this comes in the play booster, like the regular play booster, and in the scene box apparently. I don't know which scene box that is in, because the scene boxes looked kind of... I don't know which scene box it is, but okay, I guess. Huh. I don't know. I don't know which scene box it is in, but regardless. The fancy bending is all collectibles, so yeah. Yeah, the other one is crazy. This one here. Yeah, I mean, this one's crazy. Play booster box, I'm okay with just a regular Aang. As you know, I think that's a good way to be. Yeah, you'll be fine with just that. Okay. Back to Faded Firepower. Haha. Faded Firepower. X red for an enchantment with flash. This enchantment enters with X fire counters on it. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus an amount of damage equal to the number of fire counters on this enchantment instead. Hey, this is an enchantment with flash. About firebenders. So if you swing with a bunch of firebenders and your opponent says no blocks, they're just like, I did the combat math, I can survive it, then you can go, okay, you fucked up, and then I will cast Faded Firepower with all this floating firebender mana, put this into play and crush you. Crazy shit. Crazy work. I mean, it's huge. It's fitting, and it fits. I mean, like, this is a cool card, but also, just all in all, this is a really cool card. Would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls. I mean, so, like, okay, so this is a flash speed, like, City on Fire, you know? Like, in a lot of ways. In some ways, depending on what you're doing, but just to be like, hey, whatever mana I put into this. Also, it's every source you control. Every source, right? So if you swung with four firebenders, right? You're swinging with enough creatures that give you like 4 firebending 4, right? So you have 4 red mana floating, and you have like 2 lands up, right? You can pay 3 of those reds for the cost, so then you have like 3 to pump into here. So here's how you would do it, chat. Here's how you would do it. You have Faded Firepower right here, right? You're swinging with your creatures. You have your red mana floating. Your opponent goes, I won't block, because they're just a bunch of 1/1s or whatever. I won't block. I can survive. And then right before, like, you go past attackers, you go past defender, declare blockers, and then right before combat damage, right, you flash this in. So now your X equals, I said 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 3. Your X equals 3, right? So then now, for all of those cards that attacked, all 4 of those little 1/1s that were attacking, they're going, so 1 deals damage, 3. Like 3 additional damage gets dealt. And then another deals damage, another 3 damage, another 3 damage, another 3 damage. Yeah. It's crazy. This is a Rainbow Dash card? Ooh, probably. Makes any Thunderbolts better than game? Yeah. No, 100%. Faded Firepower is crazy good. It is a crazy card. This was Brash Taunter is crazy. So, like, this card with Brash Taunter is crazy. Don't get me wrong. I think that the coolest thing about this card is that if a source you control would deal damage to an opponent. So, because this is at flash speed, it's if you attack with 5/1/1 goblins, and and then your opponents are just like, whatever, they're just 5/1/1s. Now you flash this in, and for each and every single one of those goblins, it's that 1 damage and all the damage from the fire counters you have. That's what makes this very strong. That's what makes this especially strong. It's not just that your 1 lightning bolt deals 3 plus 3. It's that every 1/1, every single thing that's dealing damage is doing that damage plus X. That's crazy. Make 1 damage to each creature at 1-sided board wipe. I mean, yeah. And the thing is, this doesn't... Oh, okay. So one thing to notice about this card, right? If a source you control would deal damage, it deals that much damage plus the damage from... So Faded Firepower is not what's dealing the damage. The thing that is doing the damage is doing its regular damage plus that much. So Gearson Starn doesn't want this card, per se, right? Like, does Gearson Starn want it? Like, yeah. But in terms of like, oh, Gearson Starn says a thing dealt 1 damage, so then now Gearson Starn deals an additional 2. But because Faded Firepower says the thing that is dealing the damage deals this damage instead, if you did, something that, you stung someone for 1, Faded Firepower would say, oh, that thing dealt 1, instead it deals 2, and then Gearson Starn's like, oh, the thing dealt 2? I don't fuck with it anymore. So that's something to remember. Gearson Starn actually probably doesn't want Faded Firepower. It's not that type of card. You could, obviously, if you're being weird, but most Gearson Starn decks avoid cards that do that, like, avoid cards that make you do more than 1 damage, so you would avoid this. Same with Ob Nixilis. Ob Nixilis likes the Captive Kingpin. He likes cards that deal 1 damage. Faded Firepower doesn't let it do that. So think about each thing that says equal to the damage this creature dealt. Draw cards, gain life. Exactly. Togo Commander and every rock you after like 7. Your stuff doesn't get the bonus damage. Would deal damage to the opponent. It deals that much damage plus an amount of damage. Our stuff does get the bonus damage. Oh, you mean like for maybe like for the commanders I was talking about? Correct. This Faded Firepower does make that stuff get do extra damage. Perfect commander for it, Toralf, God of Fury. Correct, Longback, and I have a Toralf deck, and it's going to get massively upgraded with this set. It's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, this is a cool card, chat. This is a good card. And the flash part is what makes this, like, because firebending is specifically working within the combat zone, I think we're going to see more flash cards in general. Not just red, but especially red, but I think we're going to see more flash cards in a single set than, like, maybe ever, if I'm being completely honest with you. We might just see more flash cards than ever before. Neheb decks like this. Neheb decks love everything. Respectfully. Neheb decks love everything. We might honestly see just like so many flat, like they could just make every mythic enchantment just have flash and just be like, well, you can cast with firebending. It's like, damn, you're right. Yeah, the red combat tricks are gonna get really good. I just hope the red combat tricks aren't just all like just burned to the face. You know what I mean? There's probably my guess is that the first Zuko, like baby Zuko from book 1, is gonna be like the Ragavan of this set, where he's just like a 1-drop with firebending 1 and haste. So you just like start doing stuff immediately. He's gonna be crazy. He's gonna be crazy. Oh, and also cards like you know all those red cards that say like when they attack or when they deal combat damage, you get to cast spells from your graveyard for free. You know what I mean? Like the red has quite a couple of those cards, instants and sorceries when they attack or when they deal damage. That would be pretty good for cards like these cards. Because Ragavan was too slow, agreed. Ragavan was so slow and so bad. So slow and bad. Always want to play Magic. What deck do you recommend? Orlando, I would recommend, honestly, I mean, for the things that are coming out, I would recommend the intro decks. Foundations. If you could look up Magic the Gathering Foundations, just like literally like MTG Foundations, and get like a starter deck there. Get one of the Learn to Play decks. That would like start you off pretty well, I gotta say. Dreadhorde Arcanist, true. That's what I meant for. That's exactly the card I was thinking of. 42-year-old guy. Yeah, Irlanda, look up MTG Foundations, and that will be a good place for you to start. Or Magic the Gathering Arena. In all honesty, that's also really good. It's Dirty Dan. You just change your user. Gotcha. Dirty Dan. All right, Fated Firepower is broken. Great. Oh, and then yeah, so those are all the ones that I kind of prepared. If we go back here, I just don't think that there were more cards per se. This is the alternate art for Toph, which is obviously beautiful, right? One of the alternate arts. One of 3 alternate arts. No problem. Yeah, this art's great. I love it. I love this frame. It's weird. The earth like frame looks too windy, you know what I mean? Like it's so smooth. It has like curls in it and it just doesn't look firm, you know? Kind of strange. And like it looks just like waterbending. I mean waterbending actually looks like it has curls in it, but it's also like kind of straighter sometimes. Toph is silly. Toph is crazy. New the Magic. How do I get? How do set releases work? Like, is this already the upcoming expansion? And will this add to standard? If so, when? Because it's pretty fast. Yeah. No. Albert the Adventurer, you are not alone in feeling as though this is overwhelming. I'm glad that you brought it up because you are speaking truth to, to power here. So, here's how Magic works. These are the sets right here, right? So don't worry about all this stuff down here. Do not worry. Don't worry about all this. Oh, I mean, okay, kind of. God, this is like this is like awful to look at. Okay, so this is actually like the worst way for me to do this. Hold on. Mythic spoiler. Here we go. This is arguably better. Okay, so here's... Damn it, this is also awful. Okay, well... Okay, Space Set just came out. This is Space Set right here. Space Set just came out. It released like 2 weeks ago. Like, fully released, and like, it's out. You can buy those packs right now. And you should, it's a good set. The next set that is coming out. So Magic sets are kind of like an every 2.5 months sort of thing. Now, you will start hearing people talk about the next set and the next set after and all that stuff based on like when Magic advertises stuff. you'll hear people talking about it like when it feels back to back, but the actual releases of this set are about 2.5 months apart, right? So today is August 12th. The Space Set came out, what, like 2 weeks ago in August, right? So Space Set released at the beginning of August. And Chloe, thank you very much for the resub, beloved. Did you know that scientists tried to cross cheetah and crab genes? I'm worried this could go sideways really fast. Get out of here! Oh my god. There's a ton of prep time for players. It's hype. No, it's just capitalist hype. It's not prep time. It's the prep time is like spoiler season. Even then, it's just hype time. It's just all hype. It's just capitalism. I'm telling you. Sorry. Like, I'll be honest about it. It's just to keep people talking. So this set, Space Set right here, just came out earlier this month, right? Earlier this month. Now the next set that's coming out is Spider-Man. Spider-Man is going to be standard. I'm only talking about standard sets right now. So Space Set is standard. Spider-Man is going to be standard. Spider-Man's coming out. We only know out of 233 cards, we know 94 of them, which doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. But I think they're counting these cards. That doesn't count. Anyway, regardless, don't listen to that part. Either way, so this set is still being revealed, right? This set is not out yet. We know some information. Sorry, let me scroll through really fast. Like here, so the next Spider-Man set comes out. The release is right here, September 26th, right? So the next set, which is Spider-Man, comes out September 26th. So, yeah, a month and a half. You have August. Okay. A month and a half. Sorry, my bad. I gave too much time in between set releases. That was stupid and dumb of me. Very dumb of me. I'm so sorry. Anyway, link me this page so you can check it yourself after your explanation. Yeah, it is all on the Magic the Gathering website. So anyway, sorry. Magic sets release like every month and a half. So the Spider-Man set comes out September 26th, right? You're gonna hear people start. I mean, we're already talking about it now, right? It debuted. They showed the spoilers of it at San Diego Comic-Con. We saw spoilers of Spider-Man and Avatar 2 weeks ago at San Diego Comic-Con, right? So those are the first time we saw cards. So because of San Diego Comic-Con, it was just a big time for them to reveal stuff, so they did. So, it releases that was the reveal. They're gonna give us more of the cards on the 29th of this month. Preview season is September 1st through 5th. They're gonna... Okay, I guess they're just gonna reveal every card within 5 days. Okay, every card is revealed within 5 days. The full card gallery is up on September 5th. And then, so after September 5th, you have pre-release. 2 weeks later? What? September 5th is when the gallery is done? Then there's a week of nothing? And then pre-release is the week... That doesn't make any sense. Sorry. I think... I'm honestly hoping that this is wrong. Yeah, that's quick. How does it take rotation of bands? If it's frequent, it seems like a money burner, or isn't it? Just how long will I be able to play my sweet cards when I buy the current set right now? Because I'm strongly thinking about playing tabletop in real life, and I really don't want to spend like $300 on a pile of unplayed. So, specifically, Albert, standard rotation is like what, 2 years long right now, chat? How long is standard rotation? 2 years? 1 year? 3 years? 2 years. 2 years. So standard rotation is... So actually, standard rotation is 2 years long, And actually, what's actually really good, we just had rotation. Standard just rotated, actually, Albert. So when Edge of Eternities came out, we cut out these cards, these sets back here or whatever. So Edge of Eternities, if you were to buy Edge of Eternities right now, it's going to be standard legal for another 2 years. So you're good. Yeah, you're good. Like, don't worry. Yeah, new sets come out very often, but rotation for standard itself does not happen that often. 3 years, not 2. That's what I thought. I thought it was 3. I thought they changed it to 3. Either way, you have multiple years. You're good. You're good. You do not have that problem of you buy Edge of Eternities today and then tomorrow Spider-Man comes out and Edge of Eternities is obsolete. No, the hype train, they changed it to 3. Perfect. The hype train is chugging along, Albert. Always. The hype train is always chugging along, and that part is annoying. But in terms of like your cards being like actually real and existing, no, you're good. I believe Brothers War is the first set to be standard for 3 years. Brothers War all the way back here? I thought Brothers War rotated out. Cause Shieldred's gone. Shieldred's rotated out. Hype trains are fine to me. Nothing I go about if it helps the game. Good to me. Yeah, there you go. Hey, I'm glad that you get it. So Spider-Man comes out September 26th. Okay. And then, just as we talked about before, really fast, November 21st, right? So basically 2 months later is the release of Avatar. Yes, we are talking about Avatar today because just today they revealed a bunch of cards. It's not spoiler season. It's not even necessarily Avatar hype season yet, because obviously we should be hyped for Spider-Man. But in general, they did release cards today just because whatever, and they wanted us to know. It only just rotated. Okay, gotcha. What is the current beginning of standard right now? Is it Foundations? That would be sick. That'd be sick if it's just Foundations and forward. Personally, I think that would be good for Magic. That would make sense. It would make sense. Am I wrong? Is it not that? Is it not that at all? Yeah, what is current standard? Anyway. Those are all the Avatar cards I wanted to talk about. Hold on. Katara. So they did... okay, so this Katara right here... Alright, LTE. There is a couple more... these are the cards from the... LTE stuff. The, oh my god. What is, Jumpstart. Oh my god. Sorry. Jumpstart boosters. There's interesting Dimir stuff coming out. People are looking forward to it. Oh yeah, there's gonna be Dimir stuff. One of the Spider-Men is Dimir. There's like a blue... yeah, one of the Spider-Men in the, Venom suits, blue-black. And, Dimir's gonna be a heavy villain color. One of the Doc Ock's is, Dimir. So it's gonna be a lot of villain color stuff. Foundations is standard legal for 5... oh, well, yeah, sorry. Foundations was the wrong thing to say, because Foundations is legal for 5 years. For, like, a very long time. Yeah. But Foundations has its own rotation. Alright, so this is the Avatar Aang. Or, sorry, this is Aang Airbender from the set... or, sorry, from, Jumpstart. So we can go over this really fast. Aang Airbending Master. 4 and a white for a 4/4 human avatar ally. When Aang enters, airbend another target creature. And then whenever one or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, you get an experience counter. And at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 ally creature token for each experience counter you have. So, and just so everyone remembers what experience counters are a commander-only mechanic that says you as a player, when you as a player or you as a player do something and you earn experience counters, and they only go up. There's not really like removing experience counters. They only go up, right? And you don't spend them either. There's just upward momentum. You get an experience counter, and then some of your creatures trigger based on experience counters. So Minthara, Othari, etc. Experience counters are not a mechanic that they've done often. They did it once when they first came out in Commander all those years ago, and then they've sprinkled in like 3 more cards since then that have done experience counters. But now for Jumpstart, it looks like they're bringing experience counters back, which is cool. This is not standard legal. This is not a standard legal card, and I'll say that again. This Aang, Airbending Master, is not standard legal. Not standard legal. So for that guy on TikTok, if you already built the core of your standard deck using foundations, you don't have to get any new cards for an even longer time. True. So is there the Venom in the game for the next set? Yeah, for Spider-Man, yeah. There's going to be multiple Venoms. Just like there's going to be multiple Aangs. So yeah, this Aang is cool. This Aang's really, really cool. Like, super decent. And chat, we're going to do the same thing with this Aang that we did for the Spider-Man intro decks, where we're going to be like, hey, if you want to just take Aang and make a commander out of him, you can. Here's a guide how to do it. So we will be covering this in the future, not now. We're not gonna, after today, we're not gonna like specifically talk about Avatar cards. And then here's the blue version. So in the blue intro decks, you have Katara, Waterbending Master. 1 in the blue for a 1/3 human warrior ally. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you get an experience counter. Whenever Katara attacks, you may draw a card for each experience counter you have. If you do, discard a card. That's actually still really good. There's not a lot of blue oh my god, my Mizzix deck. Wow, my Mizzix deck is gonna go crazy with Katara. Ooh, that's crazy. That's crazy. My Mizzix deck is gonna be crazy. Ezra, yeah, it's going in Rashmi. Oh yeah, to cast spells on other people's turns. True. You can just throw Katara in control. Yeah. I mean, Katara's a perfectly fine card. Like, she's literally just perfectly fine. I love this art too. This is like older Katara too, I think, with like the arm Vam braces or whatever. Ezra got 8 experience counters trivially. True. Tanzir. This one in Tanzir or the other one? Katara is controlling in the series. Yeah, more like an emotional. Yeah. I'm waiting for like blue-black Katara bloodbending, but and then looks like we have Firelord Ozai. I didn't see this earlier. So Firelord Ozai, 3 in the black for a 4/4 legendary creature, human noble. Whenever Firelord Ozai attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, add any amount of red equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Until end of combat, you don't lose mana as steps. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. Pay 6, exile the top card of each opponent's library. Until end of turn, you may play one of those cards without playing its mana cost. It actually doesn't say steps and phases. It just says as steps end. But when phases end, you would still lose this. So whenever Firelord Ozai attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, add red equal to that creature's power. Until end of combat, you don't lose this mana as steps end. Okay. Yeah, right, because it's combat fate. Okay, cool. So it's just a fire-breathing ability, but with sacrifice. And you have an activated ability on Firelord Ozai to exile the top card of all of your opponents, and you get to cast one of them for free. Or not for free, but like... Oh, yeah, no, for free. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I didn't understand.
Hush, Google. This one, Tanzir loves small utility dudes, protect the castle. Yeah. Cabbage Man should be legendary if he isn't. Yeah, that's the next card. But yeah, Firelord Ozai is this is a black-red card because it has a red symbol in the actual card. It's not reminder text, it's actual text. So this is a black-red commander. If it had the fire-breathing ability, right? If it just said fire-breathing, then it would not be a black-red card. But this is a black-red card because it has red in the thing. So cool. I mean, this is a fun commander. I think it's pretty beginner friendly. And then Cabbage Merchant is a legendary card. The Cabbage Merchant, 2 and a green for a 2/2 legendary creature, human citizen. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, Create a food token. If it's an artifact, blah, blah, blah. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, sacrifice a food token. If you do, tap 2 on food tokens you control. Add 1 of any color. Okay, whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, you make a food. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, you have to sacrifice a food. Tap up to 2 untapped foods you control. Add 1 mana of any color. Oh yeah, you see the Avatar Aang and the gang in the Earth Kingdom cart in the background there, and like the first time they met the cabbage merchant, or at least the first time they crushed his cabbages. Let's go, or make foods elsewhere as well. That wasn't the first in Omashu? That wasn't the first time? Oh, really? Really? That was like book 1. No, right. That's why the first time they crushed his cart. Not the first time they saw him, but the first time they crushed his cart. Cabbage Merchant is crazy as long as you can protect yourself. That can be so much mana. Oh, yeah. I mean, in those decks that turn all your things into food, that's a lot of extra mana. But also, if you take damage, you have to sacrifice something. The guards throw this thing off? Nah, they don't get rid of his cabbages. Yeah, this is the first time they crush it. But yeah, cool card. This definitely goes into all of the I mean, this goes into your Frodo and Samwise food decks for sure. I mean, now we're really getting the Universes Beyond. My Cabbage Merchant will tap with Frodo Baggins and make a bunch of food, and then tap a bunch of mana and then like win. Like, it's crazy work. Crazy work. The guards did. They say you can't come in the city and push this card off the... Damn! That's fucked up. Okay, well, it's the first time Avatar and the gang mess with this stuff. But that is crazy. So they knocked his food card off, and then he ends up in the city anyway in the same episode with cabbages. Where's the lore? Where's the continuity? And then for some reason... Oh, okay. So they did show some more alternate art cards. Hold on really fast. Oh, here's a Sokka card. Sokka Bold Bangarang. I didn't really want to care. I mean, I don't really care for this card. Blue and a red, 1/1. When Sokka enters, discard 2 cards and draw that many cards. Or up to 2 cards, draw that many cards. Whenever you cast an artifact spell or lesson, put the +1/+1 counter on Sokka. That's like whatever. It's whatever. I'm sure the boomerang is something that like you can tap it, deal 1 damage, bounce in your hand, recast for 0 or something like that. So I don't really care about all that. That's just one version of Sokka. We will see many more. In the buy-in tree. Okay, so this is your alternate art great henge cards, right? So they have Avatar art on existing Magic cards. The buy-in tree being one of them. Cool. Sokka's gonna be in standard, viable in VV and Howler. Listen, that's for standard players to contend with, not me. I love when they do these reskins. I like the reskins too. Should we do like a watch along, like a re-watch along of Avatar: The Last Airbender? How possible is that to do? How possible would that be? I think that's what the majority of Universes Beyond should be. I mean, Universes Beyond should always have that stuff where like it does give you cards to look at, or like just new art cards and stuff, but I also like when they make new cards that fit thematically. Alrighty, chat. We actually have a Commander game coming up very soon, but I would like to kind of like turn things off and get that ready. So what I'm gonna do, chat, I am going to turn the stream off. It'll be just a quick raid elsewhere. I will literally be back on in a half hour, like literally in a half hour. So like, don't go too far. We're gonna, play Magic. We're gonna actually play like Magic the Gathering. I just need some time because listen, the Avatar stuff came out like middle of the day. I was not prepared. I had no idea this was happening, and then all of a sudden, boom, just the Avatar stuff. And I'm glad that I got to talk about it immediately. And still play Magic tonight. So Your Forsaken Flea. No, don't forsake me. So give me a little bit, chat. Thank you all for coming on through. I will literally be back in a half hour where we're gonna play actual Magic the Gathering. I have a I finally got the Dawnsire, so I'm gonna be playing my my spacecraft deck. Now complete with Dawnsire, Sunstar, Dreadnought, so I should be invincible. Basically, is what I'm saying. I should basically be like unbeatable. I'm very happy with this deck. I like Inspirit a lot. I'm very, very happy with this deck. So, chat, I will be back. I'm going to drop you off with Maldhound for a little bit. He's playing some XCOM 2. Get you in the mood for some space stuff. And then you'll be right back here. Right, chat? You'll be right back here where we're going to stream some Magic, okay? All right. I will see you in a bit. Bye.